Hello! Today we're going to be doing a two-part video with Rey's hair and makeup from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. This is the makeup look, which is the first part of the video. It's great for cosplay or for every day. The second part of the video is going to be her 3-bun hairstyle, which she wears in The Force Awakens and in part of The Last Jedi. Hopefully later on this week I'll be posting another video with her hairstyle from The Last Jedi once I find some decent reference pictures of the back of it. My reference picture for the makeup that I'm doing today is this. And see, this is the finished look. I did the freckles too, which you can do, which is good to do if you're doing it for cosplay, but if you're just wearing this for every day, then you probably won't want to do that. But yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so for the makeup, we're going to start with a light foundation in just your skin's color. So just apply it all over your face very lightly, because Rey doesn't wear a lot of makeup. So now we're going to apply concealer only under the eyes because we want this to be a very natural look, but you also don't want to have bags under your eyes, so you can skip this part if you feel like you don't need it. But I'm going to do it. So next we're just going to set all of it with a powder the same color as your skin, or translucent powder, whatever. Alright, so the next part we're going to lightly contour the cheekbones and the forehead, but my face shape is very close to Rey's, so I'm not going to do a lot of contouring. I'm just mainly going to use bronzer. I might use a little bit of contouring powder on the cheekbones though. I'm going to use contouring powder just lightly, very lightly, because you don't want to look like you contoured it, on the cheekbones down here. Just blend it out. And then next we're going to use bronzer. I'm going to use a slightly darker bronzer than I use sometimes. I'm going to go over this again with it. We're going to use quite a bit of bronzer because Rey lives on a desert planet, so she would be very tan. So yeah, go ahead and contour your nose and forehead with it. Alright, so next we're going to take blush, and we're actually going to go on the cheeks, but also all the way up over the nose, so it gives almost a slight effect of being slightly sunburned, because again she lives on a desert planet, and so, you know, she's got the sun all the time beating on her. And then, so yeah, we're going to go over with the blush. part that goes over the nose is very light. And then I'm going to take a little more bronzer, just like up onto the forehead to make me look a little bit more tan. I'm not very tan right now. I get really tan in the summer, but I've lost most of it. Alright, so there we go. That's it for the face part, and then for the eyes, I'm going to apply a primer. Alright, and so the eyes are very natural looking. So I'm going to apply a very, very thin line of black eyeliner on the top and on my waterline on the bottom. Alright, so there we go. It's just a very thin line. Oh, also I'm using a pencil eyeliner because liquid eyeliner would be way too dark. Alright, then we're going to smudge it slightly. You don't want to take away the line completely, you just kind of want to blend the edge of it so it doesn't have such a harsh edge. Alright, there we go. And then next we're going to be using a brown eyeshadow. It's actually got sort of almost a grayish tint to it. Can you see it? Right there. And this is from, what brand is this? L'Oreal. It's L'Oreal. The color is called Café au lait. Which is French for coffee with milk. And that is honestly the color that it is. So yeah, that's the color that I'm using. It doesn't have to be exactly that color, just a brown that's not super dark. I'm going to take that into the crease only. And then I'm going to just take a little more and blend it out slightly above and below the crease. But you mostly want to concentrate into the crease. Alright, there you go. As you can see, it's very natural looking. And then, so the next thing, we're going to curl eyelashes and add a tiny bit of mascara. Don't go crazy with it though. Alright, and the mascara, I'm using black mascara because that's all I have. You could also use brown because that's a little bit lighter and it won't be as, like, extreme. I'm just going to apply it, like, to the roots of the eyelashes. So I'm going to just very lightly, flick it so that not very much gets on the ends because I don't want to look like I'm wearing mascara. So, just kind of, like, get it in at the very base of the lashes and then flick it out. Like all the way around. And then I'm go over with my finger to try to get rid of any clumps or any excess. And same thing on the other side. And then on the lower lashes, I'm just gonna very lightly go over them. Alright, and there you go. So you could stop here if you are just wearing this for every day. But if you're wearing this for a costume or something, then next we're gonna add freckles because Ray has a lot of freckles on her face. So what we're gonna use for that is 2 colors of eyeliner. You can do it with just one, it works fine with just one. That's what I did for Halloween when I wore this last year. But I'm gonna be using 2 this time. And so this is a taupe colored eyeliner. It's like almost like a light brown basically. And then this is called black brown. It's a very dark brown one. So the larger freckles you're going to be doing with the black brown, and the smaller ones you're going to be doing with the taupe color. And this is really difficult. You have to make sure that they're sharpened well before you do it because you want to make it look real. So you want very small dots on your face basically. So you'll concentrate on the nose and forehead, which is where like the nose and the area under the eyes and the forehead, because that's where the sun would be hitting her and causing the freckles, but she does have them all over her face too. One thing you can do is to help it work better is to kind of heat up the tip with your fingers and mold it into a point. So it's kind of more pointed now. It broke. You can also mold it back on. Alright, so now I added the freckles, and as you can see they're kind of dark and a little bit fake looking. I actually did not end up using the brown-black color because for some reason it just wasn't showing up at all. It wouldn't make the little dots. So I only used the taupe color, which turned out fine. And the best way to do it, I found, is to touch the face and then like kind of flick away. It's really hard to see it on there, but see how I made that one? You just like very lightly flicking like that, because if you just dot, it's not gonna show, it's not gonna stay. So just lightly flick, and so they look really fake right now. So what I'm gonna do is very, very lightly take the powder. Take powder and a brush. Actually, there's nothing on the brush. And just brush it lightly over them, to make them look a little, to lighten them up a little, make it look a little bit more natural. Alright, there we go. That's quite a bit better. If I had more time, I would, go over a lot more carefully, if I was doing this for a costume or something, but there you go. That looks pretty good. So that's it for the makeup for Ray. This is the finished product. Be sure to check out my Ray's hair tutorial, the second part of this video, or this thing. and make sure to subscribe to my channel. See you later.